Hey everybody, this is Craig Ballantyne from TurbulenceTraining.com, and what I'm going to show you today is my personal shoulder warm-up that I do before any of my upper body workouts, and even a lot of the time before I do lower body workouts, because I've been a meathead for a long time, been doing a lot of resistance training and also playing a lot of sports, and have hurt my shoulders in the past. And sometimes when I had done too much bench pressing, I ended up with a sore rotator cuff, mostly on my left side here. But in the past 6 months, I've really got my warm-up down to a bit of a science and an art here where shoulders are stronger than ever. And I've got to thank a couple guys. Joe DeFranco's got some good information out there that I borrowed for this. And also my chiropractor, Dr. Michael Summers here in Toronto, who has helped me quite a bit to overcome these shoulder problems. So I'm going to show you the 5 or 6 exercises that I do in a circuit before every bodyweight warm-up. Now, first thing I'm going to do is an exercise I actually learned from a guy named Bill Hartman. So Bill Hartman is a physiotherapist in Indianapolis, and he is literally one of the smartest guys in the fitness world. And so I recommend that you make sure you look him up if you're looking for any injury rehabilitation advice. He's a fantastic guy. But he has a video called Upper Body Mobility, I think it is, and it's just a whole bunch of exercises, and the one that I borrowed from that video is one of my favorites called, I can't even remember the name of it, but I call it just the arm crosses. And you start with your left hand up or your right hand up, but whichever hand is up, the thumb is pointing towards the ceiling. The other hand is down with the thumb pointing towards the floor. And all you're going to do is bring those across and change positions of those thumbs. So you see the thumb goes down on the right side, comes up, and just across. So now you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, and now you're bringing them apart. So you get shoulder mobility in this arm cross exercise. And so I do about 15 of those per side. Then I switch it over, so now my right thumb is up, left thumb is down, and do the same motion on this side, 15 repetitions as well. So that's the first exercise I do. Then I grab the band, can be any band. I have a $10 band in my house that I use when I do this at home, because I do this on an almost daily basis. And so you just take the band, and you don't want to be pulling too hard. Holding the band slightly above your shoulders, and you're pulling the band down and apart and squeezing your shoulder blades together. So make sure that you do the motion by bringing those shoulder blades together and driving those elbows back. So it's not yanking the band apart with your forearms, but it's driving the elbows back and squeezing the shoulder blades together. In fact, you can do the exercise without a band just by squeezing your shoulder blades together. But if you can afford a subscription to YouTube, then you can afford a band. And that is a joke. All right, so the third exercise that we do, or that I do, is the W's, Y's, and T's down on the ball. So just with body weight only, W's, hands out in front, tuck those elbows back in. It's like doing a stick up, but on your chest here on the ball. It's pretty easy. Then the Y's are tough because it's a small range of motion. Arms are in a Y position. And I'm trying to focus on the muscles between my shoulder blades doing this exercise. It's a middle trap, so trying to raise up the shoulders without doing too much work from the deltoids. And then the third exercise is also really easy. It's the T's, where you're just taking it out to the side, squeezing between your shoulder blades, and hitting your rhomboids. Those are really easy to get. It's more that Y is the most difficult one. After that, I come back up, I go to the band pull. I do this twice in the circuit because I want to get through 4 rounds of 25 reps of the band pull. For all the other exercises, I'm usually doing about 15 reps. So I'm back to the band pull, do that for another 25. Then I go to the traditional stick up. So arms on the wall there, sliding down, tucking the elbows in, and up. And I'm keeping my shoulders, my head, and my butt against the wall. I'm just sliding up and down, and my hands and elbows are up against the wall as well. So one other thing about that is you want to keep your shoulders down. So you're going to be tempted to, as you do that, to raise up. But what you want to do is really tuck those shoulder blades down and keep the shoulders down as you raise the hands back up. After that, then I actually go and do some traditional chest stretches. So just a regular chest stretch here, 20 to 30 seconds on this side, and then 20-30 seconds on this side. And listen, I know that you've probably read that if you do stretching before you do resistance training, you're going to be weaker. But we're just doing a short stretch here. We're going to do lots of warm-up, so it's not going to be a problem. So for me personally, it's something I do because I know it has helped. I used to have some pec tightness that I'd get a lot of ART on here, active release techniques. Since I've incorporated this stretching on almost daily basis, I no longer have that problem. I'm just as strong. So I'm going to do that. It's up to you if you want to do it, but it's definitely helped with my shoulder rehabilitation. After I do those stretches, last exercise I'm going to do in the circuit is a regular push-up. Now there's a couple other push-ups you can do. You might do an elevated push-up where one hand is elevated 2 to 6 inches. And by doing that, we work some additional muscles of the torso. We might also do a T push-up. So when you're doing the T push-up, you're going to do some rotation, get some more shoulder mobility in there. And then the last push-up that you can do is something called a push-up plus. So regular push-up, and as I come up, a little extra motion to take my shoulder blades apart. And again, that's more shoulder mobility. So what I'm doing here is because so many people sit down at a desk all day, I do too, or we sit in our cars and we have posture, mouse hand up, clicking, typing. We end up with bad posture, we got rounded shoulders, and our shoulder blades are just kind of locked into that position all day. So we need to get into the gym and really get mobility in that area so that when we do our presses, exercise or muscles aren't compensating and we end up hurting our rotator cuff. So if I get shoulder mobility and the shoulder strengthening from all those movements, my shoulder is going to be healthier and I'm going to be able to bench press on a frequent basis without the pain and without the problems. So I go through that circuit 2 times and then I move on to specific warm-up sets for my bench press or my dumbbell press or whatever I'm doing for that upper body workout. So that's my shoulder mobility warm-up. I hope that helps you out. If you do have an injury or pain that does not go away or pain with any exercise, make sure that you see a doctor, a physiotherapist, or a chiropractor and have that treated. I'm not a doctor. I'm never going to be a doctor. So don't ever think that I'm a doctor and don't take this medical advice. Get yourself checked out and get your shoulders safe so that you can get strong. All right, Craig Ballantyne from TurbulenceTraining.com. Hopefully that helped you out. And I look forward to hearing from you about how your shoulders got strong and you bench pressed 315 pounds. Talk to you soon.